Hi, my name is Anna, and this video is about one of the evil sides of science. So, science is known as evil when it's being used for evil purposes by either human manipulation or development of different sorts of weapons, like atomic bomb, nuclear bomb, and chemical weapons. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about the chemical weapons. Chemical weapons are any toxic chemical that can cause death or harm to humans, animals, or plants through its toxic properties. This chemical can enter the human body in different ways, so either by inhalation. So if these components are in the air and the humans start breathing, these components will enter the human body through the nose, into the respiratory tract, and then to the lungs. Or they might enter through absorption through the skin. So either by if they get in contact with the skin or the sensitive skin of the eyes, or they might enter by ingestion in food or drink. So to enter the human body through the mouth and then into the digestive system. This little yellow picture here shows the chemical weapon symbol. Chemical warfare agents. So the chemical weapons have been categorized into 4 different agents according to their manufacture, their mechanism of toxicity, their clinical feature on exposure, and their treatments. These 4 main agents are nerve agents, blister agents, blood agents, and choking agents. And as the name implies, each agent acts on a specific body system. So in this video, I'm going to talk about each agent separately. First, I've got the blister agents. It's also known as vesicant, and in case of exposure to these agents, the victim will suffer from blistering or burning. And in case of exposure to the eyes, or if they get in contact with the eyes, they will cause blindness. These chemicals enter the human body by either inhalation or absorption. The most blister agents known are the sulfur mustard, fluicides, and nitrogen mustard. The most dangerous blister agents known is this sulfur mustard or mustard gas. It's also known as king gas of the war because it's the most gas has been used during the war. And according to UK BBC News, mustard gas was first used by Germany in World War I against Russia, and again by Italy in Ethiopia in 1935 to 36, and also by Egypt against Yemen in 1960, and most recently by Iraqi army against Iran in 1980s. Now we've got the nerve agents that enter the human body by either inhalation or absorption and act on the peripheral and central nervous system to prevent the nervous system from acting properly. They are classified into 2 different series, and each series contain different chemicals. So we've got the G series that contain tavone, sarin, and soman, and V series that contain VE, VG, VM, and VX. And the most toxic chemicals from these 2 series are the sarin from G series and VX from the V series, and they are the most one that have been used during the war from the nerve agents. In case of exposure to these chemicals, the victim will suffer from different symptoms, which are suffocation, cramp, vomiting, salivation, lacrimation, urination, diaphoresis, diarrhea, vomiting, meiosis, and muscle spasms. According to New York Times, fumes in Yokohama train station sent 300 to hospital, which was the sarin gas used by the terrorists in the train station in Tokyo, Yokohama, when 300 people were affected by this gas and sent to the hospital. And also, as mentioned by the Foreign Policy, when they said the US knew Saddam Hussein was launching some of the worst chemical attack in history, and they still gave him hand. And in this case, Saddam Hussein has used sarin gas and VX against Iranian army and also the Kurdish citizen in Halabja in 1980s. Now we've got the blood agents, which enter the human body by inhalation and ingestion. And unlike the other 2 agents, which is the nerve agents and blister agents, this agent doesn't enter the human body by absorption through the skin, so just by inhalation and ingestion. The most blood agents known are hydrogen cyanide, cyanogen chloride, and arsen. These agents act on the cellular level to prevent the gas exchange, which is the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the blood and the body cells. And in this case, the blood cells and even the brain doesn't get enough oxygen on time, and they're not able to get rid of the carbon dioxide. So according to the Telegraph newspaper from June 1942, the blood agents were first used by the Nazi Germany in 1942 when they released the hydrogen cyanide from the blood agents and also the carbon monoxide against millions of Jews, Romani, Slavs, homosexual, and other victims. And lastly, we've got the choking agents. It's also known as pulmonary agents because it acts on the pulmonary system, and that means it's only into the human body by one way, which is the inhalation. So if they are in the air and the victim start breathing in that area, these chemical components would enter through the nose into the respiratory tract and then into the lungs. And in this case, they will cause irritation into the eyes, nose, respiratory tract. And when they reach the lungs, they will cause the air sacs in the lung to secrete fluids. And these fluids will cause choking to the victim. The most choking agents known are the chlorine, chloropicrin, and phosgene. And according to Simon John's newspaper, when it says the first BEF gas respirators 1915, I mean, the choking agents was used by Germany when they released the chlorine gas from thousands of cylinders along 4 miles during World War I. Now, most of the soldiers in the armies during the war used specific masks, suits, boots, and gloves to protect themselves against these chemical weapons. But in case of exposure without this protection, there are a few procedures we have to follow, which is avoid breathing the vapor of chemical substances, remove all clothing, and avoid contact with eyes, nose, and mouth. In this case, I think the best thing is to cut those clothes, flush irritated eyes with water, wash skin with soap and water. Keep all contaminated items in a sealed plastic bag just to guarantee they don't get in touch with any other person. Don't remove clothing if it's stuck to the skin in case of blistering or burning, just to avoid making the damage bigger than that. Okay, so the evil sides of science, especially in the weapons, are related to two different ideas in science. The first one is objects can affect each other at a distance, which is the effect of these weapons even from a bit of distance. The second idea is the composition of Earth and its atmosphere and the processes occurring within them shape the Earth's surface and its climate. And that means these chemicals can affect the environment and even the climate change. And also they are related into two big ideas about science, which is application of science often have ethical, social, economical, and political implication. And this is the negative impact of these weapons into human, plants, animal, and even into the environments. The other related idea is the knowledge produced by science is used in engineering and technologies to create products to serve human ends, but unfortunately in this case human has used science to have used it in evil purposes, just to serve them during war to attack their enemies. Thank you for watching.